Welcome everyone to this celebratory reading for the book that I'm holding in my hand right now, Just a Phase. And it's really a great thing to get to this place. I'm so happy that this book is something we can have in our hands. It was a real labor of love to work on this from the beginning to having the finished product in your hands. Thanks to everyone at the Muse. Remy, this is amazing, the amount of commitment and work that you did to get these writers together. It was so much fun to be a part of this. And Susan, the editing you did, I'm still in love with your editorial comments. You're really such a shrewd reader of prose and poetry and thinking about how to make these pieces in their best shape, which they really do look good in this final version. Thanks to everybody for coming. And I want to begin by reading to you the introduction to Just a Phase from Tim Siebels. We're incredibly lucky to have him supporting this anthology and so many other things at the Muse. He's just one of our local treasures, and really, he's a national treasure. His new and selected poems are about to come out, so watch for that. It's a really cool looking book, and it's going to make us rethink a lot of his work. So here's his introduction to Just a Phase. There are many reasons to write, and during a deadly pandemic, those reasons are multiplied 1,000-fold. We toss words around so casually in our daily lives that it's very easy to forget the rapid transport words make possible. In just a few minutes with a good poem, we can travel from ignorance to knowing, from the doldrums of a numbing routine to an electric awakening. The young authors featured here cover the spectrum of experience, from life-affirming wonder to deep sorrow and despair, from quiet reflection to moments of desperate agitation. Writing is a way to remain engaged with life, a way to insist on the value of one's own life, and to see beyond trouble, even when circumstances seem unbearably grim. This, of course, is what makes the imagination such a critical feature of human society. These young writers are fiercely alive, and through their stories, poems, and essays, they've invited us to be alive with them. Bombarded by the numerous distractions of cable TV, text messaging, and the online world, it is easy to overlook the essential magic of carefully considered, heartfelt words. This anthology, with its blazing teenage energy, reminds us what matters has always mattered, that will always matter, regardless of what happens in this world. The individuals who trust their voices and break the silence open a door for those of us who may be mired in self-doubt, who are unable to define the growing ruckus in their heads and hearts. Just a Phase is a survival kit for everyone who is trying to find a path through these difficult days. Tim Siebels, May 8, 2021. So with that, I want to turn things over to Remy, who's going to introduce our readers and walk us through people we're going to hear from.
Thank you so much, David. I don't want to disrupt the magic of that too significantly, so I'm just going to jump right into the reading. For context, when we opened up submissions, we were looking for work from writers local to the Hampton Roads area, but we actually had some writers send in work who are based very far, not even local to the United States. And it was really exciting. And it also, this was not a pandemic that just happened here. It happened and is happening everywhere. And it was a really, sobering reminder of that. So to kick us off, let's hear from one of those writers, Katie Temple.
Hello, my name's Katie. I'm from Vancouver, Canada, and I submitted a song to the Muse Writers Center because I thought it would be, I did have poems, but I thought a song would be kind of unique. So I also write songs, so I thought it was cool. Okay. My song is called Christmas Time, and it's about I guess kind of like the absence of togetherness at Christmas time that everybody kind of wishes to have, and how we didn't really have that during the pandemic, and how the spark kind of fell and like left. So, okay. So my first verse is, it's November and the air is getting colder and already the windows are frozen. Days are shorter and everyone is home now, home now. And then the pre-chorus, smoke is burning around every corner, but I can hear sirens in the distance. It's different. Frosty skies, bright red faces. Oh, I love those days. We were together always. Oh, the feeling is near. I remember. And then the chorus. I look up and it's Christmas time when lights are shining and everyone's nice. Looks up to the Christmas lights and they are burning bright. And my heart is full. Wake up, it's Christmas time. The view is wonderful. It feels like Christmas time. And then verse 2. It's the seasons and the smell is getting stronger. And already people are in tableaus. Snow is coming and everyone is cold now. Cold now. Frosty skies, bright red faces. Oh, I love those days. We were together always. Oh, the feeling is near. I remember. Best wishes from the house next to me. Can't be together now, but I hope we can figure it out. Maybe if I look up and it's Christmas time, all the lights are shining, spirits are high. Look up and it's Christmas time. Everything is wild and my heart is full. Wake up, it's Christmas time. The view is wonderful. It feels like Christmas time. Yes.
Great. Thank you so much, Katie.
Thank you.
Great. And next we'll hear from another writer who also sent us work from abroad, Mannat Samra.
Hi everyone, I am Mannat and I'm from India. It's actually 4 a.m. here, and I was so excited for the launch that I knew I couldn't miss it, even if I had to ruin my sleep schedule and miss school. So that was that. Anyways, first of all, I would like to express my gratitude to everyone here, from the talented co-authors to the publishers, and everyone in between who helped make this book a success, because it is a dream come true for me, like it is for many others here. The poem that I present to you today is inspired by a Japanese art form, kintsugi, that I am particularly intrigued by. Now, this particularly consists of putting together broken pieces of typically a piece of pottery and highlighting the scars with powdered gold, silver, or platinum. It regards scars as something sacrosanct instead of something to be concealed. And typically, this is seen as a metaphor for embracing your flaws and imperfections. But through the lens of the contemporary world that is torn apart by a biological war, and in essence of the anthology, I perceived it to be symbolic of falling apart and building back better, stronger, more beautiful, and most importantly, more empathetic. Coming out of suffering and using the wisdom gathered from these tough times to help others also come out of suffering. If things come together just to fall apart, then we have to remember that they fall apart just to come back together again. I hope this piece moves you and sticks with you like it did with me. The wounds you inflicted birthed the ink with which I paint upon this canvas of broken hearts. The nectar that flowed, lying in the arms of emptiness, is the same that I used to flower this garden of damaged souls. With my broken pieces, I set foot to heal the actors of this horror show. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I can't believe that you woke up at 4 a.m. and are disrupting your sleep schedule and school and everything. We're so lucky to publish your work and really happy that you were able to join us. And what a commitment to literature. It's so sweet. It's been great to email with you too, by the way. Great. Next, let's hear from, let me see. All right, Megan Smith.
This is a poem called The Rose Bush. You picked me a rose stolen from your neighbor's bush. It was small and sweet, as red as my blush. My lips met yours as I kissed you goodbye. You told me you loved me, a smile creasing your eyes. I placed it in a vase, filling it with water. I smiled softly to myself as I thought of my lover. Days became weeks, I longed for your embrace, to feel you pull me close, your warm breath on my face. As time went on, I'd forget to water the rose. Her petals soon began to wilt, she sank into her throne. So I asked for another and promised I would remember, to water and care for her, her petals wouldn't wither. I kept my promise, taking care of her every night. I drowned her with water, my flower soon died. You gave me another, and one became two. I killed every flower and blamed it on you. So I asked for another, but you fell to your knees. I had taken every rose, the bush was left empty. You told me you were sorry, you had nothing left to give. I had taken all your flowers, none of them lived. So now I'm waiting patiently for your flowers to bud. I'm learning how to garden and at last how to love.
Great, Megan. Thank you so much. Next, we will hear from Millie.
Guys, I'm Millie. I'm a senior at Norfolk Academy, and I'm a literacy fellow, so I was really lucky to get to work on this book. And I will be reading a poem called My Closet. Okay. Truly tender is the silent night that dips and bends with words so sweet, flirting with the monster that lives behind my closet door. Ignorance is the price I pay for bliss, wet and ravaging beneath sharp silhouettes of memories repressed deep into that mysterious closet. What lurks behind its doors remains a mystery to every living soul but yours, for you had a way with words before the alphabet's high-pitched notes were birthed into the air, those sour shapes dissolving under your tongue. A low glow rears its head between sapphires against the ruby red sky, but I will not be so easily fooled by this deceitful closet, which I long to shove you into, soaking up your blissful wails like rays from the hot sun. For I've seen the winding yellow road that protrudes rudely from this closet, tasted the drops of blood that stain its stone. I know that the rows of coats will satisfy a beating heart for only so long before the stitches come loose and the fabric rips apart. And so the closet remains, doors sealed tightly shut, bound in mystery forever.
So great. And I just want to say I've been going quickly between each writer, but all of this work is so impressive. And I can't believe, I don't know, just the precociousness in this Zoom room. It always stuns me. This is such an incredible group. Next, we'll hear from Kristen.
Okay, hi, I'm ready now. Okay, hi, I'm Kristen. I am a senior at Norfolk Academy as well. I'm also a literacy fellow and a Muse fellow. Sorry, Millie, I'm just like stealing your speech, but I was also very lucky to work on this book on both sides. So I'm going to be reading a little flash fiction piece, I guess, called Lovers. Siafi sat at her window as her heart ached as it did night after night. The moon was beginning to rise as a pair of cold arms snaked around her waist and a breathy whisper sounded, barely in her ear. Her lover had arrived. She kept her eyes locked on the moon, knowing she would be left alone for the entirety of her sleepless night if she looked back. Kisses cascaded down her shoulders and back, sending shivers through her whole body. They were cold, always cold. But Siafi had learned to prefer cold company over hollow loneliness, though the ache in her heart never lessened. Each icy lover distracted her from it, but diminished it none. Ghosts, she thought to herself at dawn. Ghosts seeking warmth that they cannot receive in the sun. I am their sun. She expected the sentiment to comfort her, but it did not. She had trapped her soul deep inside her slowly beating heart for protection, but now it reached to escape. She could not allow it, for Siafi knew her soul well and knew that it was easily disappointed. It would only cause her more pain, so better it remain locked up and longing. She could not be comforted nor hurt, a shame, but one she thought necessary. And one night, as her eyes locked onto the rising moon again, yet another pair of arms snaked themselves around her waist, but they weren't cold. Confused and surprised, she spun her head around before she found the sense not to, and her lover remained, calm and still and truly alive in her small stone room. Siafi consulted her mind and decided this must be a sign. It was safe now. Her soul could be free, and perhaps it would even forgive her. But when she reached into her heart, she felt nothing but its beat. No reaching, longing, aching, and no soul. Perhaps, she thought, it had finally, mercifully withered away. The thought brought her no consolation and no pain, at least none she could recognize. Siafi looked back at her lover, a young lady with long, shiny chestnut hair and a smooth, flushed face, bare and eager, as if newly born into a world she believed merciful and kind, despite the cold gray stone surrounding her. She was beautiful. Siafi thought of her own long hair, graying despite her fairly young age, and her sharp cheekbones. She knew nothing of the world, but would never believe it merciful and kind. The gods who ruled it had inexplicably put her here to rot, probably for their own amusement. So how could they have created a world lush enough to fulfill her lover's expectations, unspoken but so clearly written on her face? "What's your name, lover?" Siafi asked, her voice rough and hoarse. She could not remember the last time she had spoken. Perhaps, she considered, she never had. The young lady smiled, showing milk-white teeth and behind her rosy lips and creating soft folds at the corner of her baby blue eyes. "You don't recognize me?" Siafi rifled through her dull memories and realized she had never seen a face, not even her own. Her stone walls reflected nothing. Yet there was something somehow familiar in the youth before her. "My name," the young lady started softly but confidently, "is Siafi. I have escaped your beating prison." And she understood. "I kept you there for your own safety, that you might remain unmarred. And I have. I thank you for it. But my youth is useless, trapped in your heart. Let me in. Let us be whole again. Let us feel. We will rot and wither. Misery will consume us both. But you will love. There is nothing to love. Do you wonder, Siafi, why you are kept here? I used to. I used to beat on the walls and stretch my arms out of the little window, going as far as they would go. It proved useless. And you, dear, my soul, you were growing weary. I had to store you away before you withered along with this body. I could have found a way out for both of us. You tried, darling. But all you do is love, and I think the world unworthy of your love. I know how much you have to give. Dear, you will get nothing in return, and you will bleed yourself dry. We cannot escape this place, and you should not want to. That is the logic of the matter. I stand before you now, do I not?" And mind and body looked at soul, confused. "I escaped your prison. I can escape this one as well. I feel we are done being protected." "Then go. You will rot as I have." "Do you not see? You have rotted because you stopped reaching out your window, content with your ghostly lovers night after night. They have rotted too. I feel it. And I will be one soon, an icy ghost, desperate for the warmth of a body, but receiving none. You have kept me from that fate, but not yourself. You are nearly dead and cold to the touch, a corpse. Siafi, do you see? Let me in, let me revive you, and let us reach our arms at the window once more." Siafi's soul reached into her body. She offered no resistance. How could she, when she was nearly nothing but a corpse now? So Siafi felt heat, young and ardent within her. The familiar ache returned and flowed through her veins until she felt it coursing into her fingertips. Siafi reached her arms through her small open window and, by some miracle, slipped out.
Just giving everyone a second. So incredible, Kristen. Thank you so much. And also the delivery on that too. Just really beautiful. Next, we are going to hear from Minsa.
Hello, I'm Minsa. I'm a senior at Grafton High School in Yorktown, Virginia, and I'm a Muse Fellow too. And this is a prose poem I wrote titled "The Sun Is Not Kind." When summer comes, it brings a sickly sweet yellow that sticks to the back of your tongue. It seeps through the ceiling and into the floor. The sun burns brighter and brighter every day, like she wants to make our lungs explode into flames to have just a minute of peace, like she wants to shove us down her 27 million degree throat to keep us quiet. The ozone layer never stood a chance, not against the sun, not against its own people who built buildings to scrape the sky and screamed when we wanted more. Really, I think the universe tired of us. The Earth stopped spinning in March, hasn't budged in its orbit in months. We never stood a chance. Maybe, when all of this is over, we can be a little bit more careful. We can try again, let the flowers grow back, and wait for the stars to return. We can do it right this time. Hold hands, speak softly. And when we pass each other's strawberries in the cafeteria, I won't miss a second of your unmasked smile. But I know this is just wishful thinking. It's too late to change the past. Still, when we die, maybe we can do it together. Maybe we can move to Mars together, sitting too close for comfort, but close just because we can, in the spaceship that'll rip us from this life and take us to another. Your warmth will bleed into mine, thigh to thigh and denim against denim, and I'll die happy. Maybe this was the plan all along. When the sun rises, she opens the door to a house that hasn't breathed in months, maybe not ever. It sees a girl splayed awkwardly at the bottom of the stairs, choking on her maybes. It takes one look and walks out, stoic. In her defense, this is how it's always been. There is no other version of the story. I wish life was kinder. I wish summer would have offered a helping hand, smiled soft and warm instead of turning on its heel. Maybe it does, in another life, in a past life. I hope it does. I hope it did. There is a boy, and there is a girl. He likes her more than the summer heat, and the sun shines happily on them, kind and not jealous. He would do anything for her, I'm sure. Their high school sweethearts had a making out under the bleachers kind of love that made everybody jealous. Then they were college sweethearts, then both doctors. Now they live on Main Street with 2.5 kids and a golden retriever. When they die, it'll be within a day of each other. The sun will mourn their bodies and celebrate their souls. A plane shakes in the sky, halfway between Seattle and Singapore. The pilot comes on the intercom and says, "The turbulence wasn't forecast. Apologies from the crew. It should be smooth sailing, flying from here on out." The passengers laugh out of kindness. No one is angry. No one is in a hurry. This flight is about the journey, not the destination. It's summer. I press the boom mic to my ribs, live stream my heartbeat. The neighborhood dances to it. I'm pulsing with sweet red blood, unafraid of life. You live in a 2-story house. It has a nice sized backyard, but not the big front porch you wanted. That's okay. This life is about compromises. But maybe you shouldn't have bought the house, excited because they sold it to you $17,000 below market price. Maybe you shouldn't have compromised anything at all. Compromises brought us here. We were too happy in our past lives. We used up all our luck. Now the world is diseased, on fire, flooded, corrupted, and unkind. It has to be this way. That's how it works. We lay on my childhood bed, blankets tossed to the side to make room for the heat. You tell me that we're done for. I listen, wide-eyed, try not to believe you too much. When the sun sets, I look away. When the boy goes through life, he never meets the girl. He meets another boy, though, but all he ends up being is someone else to watch him die. A plane flies off the edge of the earth and is never heard from again. When people need a distraction from the fire, they'll trade stories of what they think happened. I should tell someone I'm not afraid to die. You live in a 2-story house. It has a nice sized backyard, but not the big front porch you wanted. That's okay. There's no one to share it with anyway. The city makes a graveyard out of the public park. The sun doesn't bat an eye at the body bags. When summer comes, it brings death. The people are used to it, so they throw parties at the beach. I wish this life was kinder to us. I'm sorry. Sorry about my awkward knees in the doorway. Sorry about the mess in my room and at the bottom of the stairs. I'm sorry there is no Diet Coke. I didn't think that far ahead. I'm sorry about the sun dripping down the walls. Sorry that we ruined it all. Thank you.
Giving everyone a moment. Okay, you've had your moment. Keep having it though. In the meantime, we are going to hear from Yayra.
Hi, can you hear me?
Perfectly.
Okay, good. Today has been an interesting day. I am on my phone instead of my computer. So, yeah, I'll be reading my poem, which I wrote a long time ago, called Do You Love Me? I hope you like it. Do you love me? I need you to love me. Do you love the way I care for you, discarding what you put me through? The way I always hide my eyes so you don't see the hurt inside? The signs aren't clear. The signs aren't clear, but they exist, and you can never see the ache. You love me when I'm loving you, but do you love me entirely like I love you? Because I need you to love me. Do you love me? Do you love my disregard for anything about myself? While I give love to someone else and wish that my existence would melt. Deception is my greatest strength. I'm sorry, Lord, for disrespect. My love for you comes with no doubts. My love for you comes with no thoughts. You think that I've learned by now, but like she said, my head is strong. I know I'll always have her love, but my heart lusts for love from all. That's why I need you to love me. Would you love me if I looked more like a queen or acted as if my love was me? Or maybe if I hid the pain, your adoration would be gain. If I loved, then I'd be loved, not by me, but by someone else. Your love can fix my broken parts. Your love is all I'd have for worth. So I need you to love me. Do you love me? Thank you.
Oh, I'm speaking, but I'm on mute. Thank you so much, Yayra. I'm so happy you joined us. Next, we are going to try Cooper again.
Can you hear
Cooper?
me?
Yes,
Hello?
we can hear you.
Okay,
Yeah,
my
we
camera
can't-
isn't
That's
quite
okay,
working,
but we can hear you.
but
This
we
is
have the
audio.
audio.
Yeah, we'll imagine your facial expressions.
Okay, I will be reading the poem K Sadia, written by one of my friends, Blake Brown, who was a literacy fellow and graduated last year. And I thought it would do him great honor if I read his poem. So without further ado, K Sadia. When to the sessions of virus-induced pessimistic thought, something of joy ought to be wrought. What better to think about than food? Then all negative thoughts about COVID are subdued. The ideal dinner starts with a generous serving of cheese, then a handful more, if you please. Accompanied by chicken and lettuce and sour cream. My, oh my, what a heavenly dream. The first bite and the satisfying cheese pull are sure to never be dull. Compared to its crispy, hard exterior, all other foods are hands down inferior. Moe's, Chipotle's, La Herradura, and even Taco Bell carry this delectable menu item and its aromatic smell. Ever since I was a wee boy, its unparalleled flavor has continued to bring me joy. Ferociously, I flip the toasted tortilla around and hunger for the soft, sizzling sound. Gratitude is the only thing I exude whenever I demolish my favorite food. By Blake Brown. I think it's beautiful.
It's so beautiful. It's also one of my top 3 favorite foods. So I really appreciate it and I understand the passion. Thank you so much for reading it, Cooper. Glad we got your audio working. Yeah, now I want a quesadilla. I might have to make one later tonight. Next, we are going to hear who from I think is actually our last reader. So I just wanted to take a second to say thank you all for being here. Thank you so much to Norfolk Academy, obviously, and the fellows there for making this happen. It was such a great partnership. I hope we can do something like it in the future. And most of all, thank you to all of you writers, well, to the audience, obviously, but also the writers. I mean, you are all so talented, and it's really thrilling to read your work and to be able to hear it and hear you read your own work. It just adds this, not to be too cheesy, but this magic that you lose just looking at it in solitude on the page. So thank you all so much. Such a great night. And yeah, let's hear from our last reader, Chloe. or maybe not. We'll see. Oh, wait, there she is. Perfect. Whenever you're ready, Chloe.
Sorry, I just got a Mac. I can't really see anything. So that's a lot of tough acts to follow. Everyone did so great tonight. I'm so thankful to be here. My poem is called Distracting. Why is my body the first thing that they see when they look at me? Why is it so important to them? Why won't they stop staring? I can't control it. They tell me to cover up my shoulders, my legs, my stomach too. They claim that I'm the problem, I'm the distraction, but I can't stop it. I'm covered up, yet still a distraction. Their gaze is hungry and invading. They look at me as though I am a plastic bottle, see-through and immaterial. I'm always watched and judged by the thoughts that they've planted in my brain. I'm an outsider in my own mind. Their thoughts slowly took root in my head, taking their own narrative. They twisted and grew until they were no longer their thoughts but mine. Now my own thoughts tormented me all day and night. There is no escape from the judgment now that the seed of doubt has been planted. Then the thoughts in my head put words in my mouth, and the seeds of doubt began to spread. Whose fault is it? Theirs for judging or mine for listening? How do we end this incessant judgment? Can it even end? First, I'm not thin enough. Next, my hips aren't big enough. Then my hair's not long enough. Will I ever be enough? I'm a stranger in my own body. I'm masking myself because I don't look how they want me to look. I'm not enough for them. But why do I care what they think? Why do I let them have so much power over me? Why are they looking down there? My eyes are up here. My voice is up here. They don't hear me when they keep staring down there. I'm surrounded yet still so alone. They're not listening, just looking. They appraise me without even hearing me. They ridicule me for something I cannot control. They despise me not for who I am, but for what I look like, and for that, I hate them.
Thank you so much, Chloe. What a piece to end on. All of you, such amazing work tonight. Thank you so much for being here. And Chloe, I would check out the chat because there are some messages dedicated to you in it now. Really, really, really moving work from you, Chloe, and from all of you. So thank you so much. With that, let us,
Actually, before we go, I'm gonna put us on gallery view. If your camera is working, sorry, Cooper, if you can turn your camera on, I don't know, make a face. We're gonna take a quick photo. Yeah, also, like Remy said, check out the chat because y'all are getting some well-earned praise. Y'all are all wonderful. This is amazing. All right. Sorry, I gotta make the little chat notification go away. And we're gonna do, all right, everyone smile or make a face, do something fun. Oh no, the chat, all right.
should I stick my tongue
Pretend
out?
you're posing, yeah, I don't know, do like, so just so you know, there's someone right below you, so you just make a weird face. All right, everyone stop posting in the chat for like half a second so it doesn't cover up poor Chloe's face. All right, 1, 2, 3, go. All right.
We've memorialized it.
Amazing. Yep. Awesome. Thank you all so much.
Yeah, this was the highlight of my week. You're all so incredible. I hope this inspired all of you. I know I'm hopping off of this and going to try and write myself. So I hope you all do the same. That was amazing. All right. With that, good evening.
And have a good night.
Yeah. Great night, everyone. Thank you for being here.